music. But we on though. Oh man, wanted to discuss some things. I haven't really been hearing this narrative because we've been so busy coming for Garrett's head, right? And something dawned on me. I think one of my viewers said something in the comments too about it. I'll wait for a few more of you to join up to make sure you guys are hitting the like button, the subscribe button, hit that notification button just in case you haven't gotten this. But feeling good. I'm back to having some time to be busy at what I want to be busy at. But anyway, I see it's 10 of y'all on there. Like I said, make sure you're hitting that like button. What up, Brandon Williams? What's up, DL? Y'all back to seeing me squint. But check it out, man. Um, Something that none of y'all really talking about, man. And it's your boy Chris Rashard. Now, I won't jump on him and get on him like he's like the sole reason, we're having problems or anything like that, because that's not the case. But there are some questions, that you need to ask. And one question in particular is, you know, in your opinions, and in the film's opinion, I already can tell you what the answer is. But do you see anyone in this secondary improving? I'll wait. What up? What up? Salute, salute. What up, Trip? Let me go make that bigger so my blind ass can see. You know how it goes. It's not just Cheeto, man. It's not just Cheeto. It's everyone. Byron Jones, I'll give him credit, but Byron Jones is playing corner as good as a safety plays corner who's not a corner. You see what I'm saying? Like he can cover because of his athletic ability, and you can tell him, hey, cover this man. He's pretty good at that. But as far as understanding what he's looking at well enough to start jumping plays and making plays, we haven't seen that leap in Byron. We haven't seen that leap in Cheeto. Jordan Lewis, who seems to be one of our better cover corners, is always on the bench. I think he's been getting mixed in now a lot more due to Anthony Brown falling out of favor. But even Anthony Brown, before Chris Richard got here, Anthony Brown was ascending. He's been descending since then. Um, Point blank, he's been going downhill. Um, what happened to Kayvon Frazier? Where is he? You know what I'm saying? We have a guy by the name of Donovan Wilson. I think he should see the field a little bit more. He seemed like a ball hawk, and then we just stuffed him on the bench somewhere. And you can, the list goes on. You could just keep naming guys. Chavaris Ward went and became a pretty good starter over there in KC, but here with Rashard, he couldn't even make the team. But that happens. So people get waived, and I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to cast aspersions on Rashard, but I think part of the conservative attitude has to be Rashard. If he's calling the plays and he's the passing game coordinator, part of this conservative nature on defense, this bend but don't break mentality, that has to be pointed at Chris Richard, and that's what I don't hear anybody saying. But I think that's 100% true, man. Like nobody in this secondary has gotten better, and if you really take it outside of the front four, outside of what Rod Marinelli's doing with the front four, and Jalen just being Jalen. Jalen's not like he was in Notre Dame, but you could say it's the injury, whatever. But he's good enough. So Jalen, has ascended a little bit. But Lee has regressed. LVE is doing the same things he was doing in college. Running into blocks with his head down, hurting his neck, hurting his back because he's taking on blocks the wrong way. Not seeing the ball at all, just picking a gap and just going full speed ahead. Like they're still doing the same shit that they were doing before. They're not really improving. The scheme itself, due to the fact that if you're running cover three and your guys are athletic and rally to the ball, you're going to take away that big play ability. So we are able to take away the big play. We are covering guys to the point where you can't just, throw the ball up and down the field on us, which is great, right? But interceptions and creating opportunities for this defense, I don't see it. And if there were anybody else, if this were offense and we were going almost 2 years now without our offensive players looking like anything, our wide receivers weren't scoring touchdowns, our running back looked like shit, you would start talking about the coordinator, right? On defense, though, it's a little different because if we're not getting scored on, then people are like, oh, we got an okay defense. We have a good defense, but it's a defense that's kind of tilted in one favor. If we're not up, we're average. If we're up, we're an aggressive, pin the ears back defense. But who doesn't? Who doesn't go to the casino and gamble more when they have more money to lose? When you're up, that's when it's easy to gamble. when you're down or you need to make something happen, that's when it's kind of hard to call those shots. And we don't do it at all. We don't gamble at all, at all. So we don't create any opportunities for these guys to make plays. And I'm saying if you're not going to give them opportunities to make plays in zone by blitzing a little bit or zone blitzing, then play man and blitz because we have better man cover corners than anything else. Byron and Jordan themselves are pretty good man cover quarters. I mean, that's their forte. And then Cheeto is serviceable, right? But if you're not going to use them aggressively, then man them up and blitz. Like do something different. Like create opportunities. And when we actually attack the offense rather than waiting for them to do whatever they're doing, things happen, man. Things happen. We start getting forced fumbles. We start getting interceptions, things like that. We have to blitz. We have to attack the line of scrimmage. And I think Chris Richard, he got to get some of that blame for that. But what's up, y'all? Yeah, we talking about Chris Richard here, man. He said we talking about Chris Richard here. Yeah, yeah, we gonna have a whole different team next year. I would love to see it, man. Yeah, hold on, let me see. He said you should have got Derwin James, huh? Um, no, I just think LVE they on to him, man. And he's not a will linebacker. I don't know why he plays the will on this team. Probably because of his coverage abilities or supposed coverage abilities. Like he can run around with guys, but he's not like you know, he gets beat just like anybody else. And I'm not saying he's not good in coverage. But all our linebackers are pretty good in coverage. I think Sean Lee got beat by Rudolph twice or maybe three times or twice. Well, whatever. He got beat in that Minnesota game, but he was also playing out of position. He was playing the Sam. Sean Lee is not a Sam linebacker. LVE is. When LVE plays good is when he's attacking the line of scrimmage. So when you say, hey, you're the front side of the play no matter what. So that way he doesn't have to key in on anybody that's pulling or no pulling guard. He doesn't have to fill a gap. All he has to do is crash the front side of the play and turn it back inside to Sean Lee and Jalen Smith. If he's playing the Sam, I like LVE. If he's playing the Will, he's too lax and too lackadaisical. He hangs back there too long and he lets blockers start to develop underneath him. And that's a bad habit. Very bad habit. Yeah. Go get Barry. Barry injured, man. I was trying it. I tried it. I reached, and I started doing the research, and I was like, nah, it's probably good reason for us not having him. No, I don't think we need a whole new coaching staff minus Rod either, man. I see, I'm reading some of your comments out here, but I think that our shout out to Meticulous Cowboy too. What up, bro? Um, I think that our coaching staff. I mean, I know you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I think our coaching staff is okay. I think what's wrong is you can't win. What I was just saying, you can't win if you're scared to lose. Scared money don't make no money, and I think we play scared from top down, like from the coaches to everyone other than Dak. Dak takes shots now. Like he was playing like a punk ass for his first 2 years, just real conservative, sort of like Kirk Cousins. I don't want to turn the ball over. Now Dak is just he willing and dealing. Those throws that he made, a lot of those throws that he made against the Vikings were like top notch MVP style throws. Cannot knock him. To keep hitting your guy, with his toes right there on the corner, and that you have to throw that ball perfectly in order to not carry him with his momentum out of bounds. He did that a lot. He did it like 4 or 5 times. The teardrop to Cobb was dope. He recognized Gallup in full stride. That was dope. And then hitting Cooper, when Cooper worked his way open, Cooper wasn't even open half the time. Hughes was doing a hell of a job on Coop. But every time he got a little bit of breathing room, Dak was fitting that ball in there, man. So can't talk about Dak on this one. If you want to talk about the run game, I did that in the video. You guys can actually, after you look at this video, I guess you could watch that. But I just did a video just breaking down the run game. I will break it down a little further. But what I saw and the thing that I didn't like about our run style, too much RPO. RPO mixed in every once in a while is cool, but we were running out of the shotgun and running out of like these pretty light formations too often. We have Jamez Olawale. We have the ability to switch things up, and I think that's what we're losing. Like when we came out, firing beginning of the season with this new look and this spread offense. Look, that's great, but now we have to counter that because teams are looking at us on film. You have to constantly recreate yourself and put yourself in position to, keep your opponents off balance. And right now, I think we're falling into these lulls of let's keep doing what's successful and be afraid of change, and that's what's happening. So, that's a problem. Now, Chris Richard, as I said, he's my guy. I love his energy. I love how tenacious our defense plays now that he's here. Like I like it that they're fiery guys, but I need more turnovers, and we need to put a better focus on that because these close games, they come down to the wire, and if we're winning that turnover ratio in those games, we're an undefeated team right now. Every game that we played, we had opportunities to really blow it open, but there were lulls offensively that I think we could have avoided had we been more aggressive. And they're definitely lulls defensively because if you want to beat us and you run the ball on us and you keep this defense on the field, you guys who talk about the defensive line, shout out to Collins, shout out to Woods, Bennett, D Law. They play to run aggressively and very well. But when you're stunting, there's a difference between the way the Jags play and the way the Vikings play and the way we play. We stunt. It's sort of like the zone blocking of defense. Like we zone blitz with the front four all day. We move them around in weird arrays, real weird twists to confuse offenses. So when we're stunting like that, you're going to catch us every once in a while in a bad look. And that's why our linebackers coming to clean up is important, and understanding what they're looking at and what their keys are is important. And I don't think they have that down yet. But if we were just playing gap on gap, just you play your gap and I play mine. We just play straight up and down football, 4-3 football. Man, the way our front four would control the line of scrimmage, I think would be ridiculous. You can't run to the right with D Law over there. He breaks everything up over there. He's good at it. He'll turn it back inside or he's going to make a play himself. And he was doing that against the Vikings. So he played real hard. Collins plays well when he's asked to just pass rush or just rush straight up. He does well every time. He penetrates. He gets up the field and he forces cutbacks or he makes a play. Woods soaks up double teams like nobody's business, and Quinn fires off that right side like Simeon Rice, man. So if we were just playing straight up and down 4-3 without stunting, I think we have a pretty good front four anyway, and we will stop the run a lot better. Where we get in trouble is when you'll see, our defensive line, especially our defensive tackles, they'll sort of bail out of the middle of the field. And it's not because they're getting blocked out of the way, it's because they were stunting. And then, they got caught in the middle of a stunt. So they'll be funneling it to one of their linebackers, i.e. Jalen and or LVE. And they not holding up right now, man. They're not. I mean, I want to say differently. I want to speak different. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. It's only 14 likes up here. And I mean, I know I'm not the funnest dude to listen to all the time when I'm saying things that you don't want to hear, but it's true shit, man. It's true shit. Ah, man. Let me read what some of you guys are saying in here, man. Yeah, man. Uh, and he said good coaching, Koye. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Our screen defense isn't horrible. We stunt. Like I said, if we're stunting, your defensive line isn't gonna be as quick to recognize those screens. And when you're running cover three, where our linebackers are asked to chase that wide receiver across the field, that's running those post routes and stuff like that, they're not watching what's underneath. So there's a lot of opportunity for screen pass in the short pass game against us. I don't understand how our game plan versus Dalvin Cook wasn't similar to our game plan versus Saquon, because we see running backs that are quick twitch athletes all the time. Like we have them in our division. Sanders is pretty good. Then we have thumpers and Howard. You got Saquon, who's just all around good. And we have a thumper in Adrian Peterson, and then we used to see Thompson as well. Thomas or Thompson, I think, number 25 for the Redskin. So we're used to seeing scat backs, quick backs, explosive backs, power backs. We see them all. And for us to drop the ball against Dalvin Cook, it all came down to game plan and the scheme, right? And as I said, I came at LVE in a video, and I think it's warranted, man. Like I think his assignment, whether he liked it or not, was to guard, Cook on both screens that got turned up on. It was both him and Sean Lee. To the right, it was Sean Lee, missed the tackle, and then here comes LVE. He breaks up like the entire angle. He knocked Heath out the way. He knocked everybody the hell out the way, and Cook ran up the sideline for more yardage. He did that a couple times though, where he was just taking bad angles, cutting his own guys off, hitting his own guys, tripping over his own guys, or just jumping in the wrong gap. I don't know what the fuck LVE was looking at out there, but it wasn't what we were looking at. And I know the game is fast. You can say whatever you want. I'm not out there playing. Yeah, I feel you. But I don't get paid to do it either. I get paid to talk about what you're doing and what you're not doing. And what he wasn't doing was paying attention to what gaps he's supposed to be in. Man, that was just, that was a little bit. It was just bad to see because I think he's in his slump. People say it's a sophomore slump, maybe, or maybe he's just not being taught what he needs to know. Because I saw that Jalen was keying in on the same thing. They both were keying on the jet sweep every time, and you allow offenses to move your linebackers wherever they want them. If you have your linebackers keying off of the tight end or the pulling guard, and every time I pull, you guys shift to that side or follow it. Shit, if I want to move you to the left just to create room so my blockers can reach block you to the right, all I gotta do is move my guy over there, and you're gonna do it every time. Like there is no, we don't switch it up. There's no adjustment to be made there. That to me goes down to scheme, and the person who installed this scheme is Chris Rashard. So I was one of Chris Rashard's biggest fans when he came here, but let's just break it down, man. Break it down. Go to Byron Jones. Byron Jones hasn't gotten an interception at all under Chris Rashard. Byron Jones is playing pretty good coverage. He's pretty good in coverage. Hasn't got one interception. You know what I mean? Now he's playing corner quite well. He has rare athleticism, but uh, Chris Rashard was supposed to turn him into something, right? Okay. All right. Cheeto. You got we have a secondary. You can go up and down our secondary, and none of these guys are improving, nor are they playing like they play together. They play like their job is to chase and tackle the ball, and that's what they do well. They chase and tackle the football like they are practicing. Nobody is making things happen. Nobody's baiting any quarterbacks. Nobody is there's not other than Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis, when he's in the game, for a guy to be in the game sparingly like he is, and to make more plays than all of our other defensive backs when he's in there, as far as his ratio to making plays, is fucking crazy, man. That's crazy. And you can't blame the players because it's a bunch of them who also had interceptions before Chris Rashard. Heath is one. Okay. All right. So yeah, we see that every once in a while Woods reads something underneath in that Robert technique and gets him an interception or two. He got over the top of Jones's bad pass and got himself an interception. Cheeto got him a tip up interception versus the Saints. Those things are gonna happen, but it's not like you know these guys are not playing anywhere near to the level of talent that they possess, especially especially guys like Cheeto, who I think could be a beast in this league if you just move him around. Cheeto is not a disciplined player. He's not a guy that you're gonna sit there and say, he's not a Ramsey. He's not Ramsey. He's not, hey, I'm so keyed in on being a corner. I'm gonna be the he's not like a Patrick Peterson where he's just so tuned into being a corner that's all he cares about. Now Byron Jones is like that, but he just doesn't get interceptions. Byron Jones just wants to be the best corner he can be. Cheeto wants to make plays. He wants to hit some shit. That's the way he is. He's a football player. You put Cheeto in the slot, man. I keep saying this shit, but I hope that they're scared enough now about losing their jobs to like mix this thing up, man. Because defensively, if we can get this offense, the offense is like number one ranked offense in the league, in my opinion. And it might be statistical too. But if you can get this offense the ball back twice per game, we don't lose. We don't lose, and we're not sitting here talking about the running woes. Why? Because nobody will be fucking running the ball if they're behind against us in the second half. That's how you stop the run. Be up. That's the best way for us to stop the run because we're a stunting team. A stunting team is built to play with a lead, to smother offenses out because you're pinning your ears back and you're just coming after the quarterback all day with that front four. And then interceptions start to come out of that, right? But we can't wait for that. You know what I mean? We can't wait for we can't lean on the offense to make our defense good. We have to be able to manufacture some good defense without the offense's help when they need the help or when they're lulling in the first half, we got to stop some people. The Packers and the Vikings game went exactly the same way. They didn't play us. They didn't beat us. They like beat our asses up and down the field. They just ran the ball. That's it. Nothing special. Just ran the ball. We stopped Aaron Rodgers. We stopped Kirk Cousins. We've been playing pretty good coverage against a lot of these quarterbacks because they know if we can keep the game close and keep pounding the ball away, they're gonna give. They're gonna give eventually. So, I don't want to preach that doom and gloom bullshit, but it is what it is. This is what we putting out there. So, hey, that's what we got. We got to deal with it. Let's see. He said Garrett iced himself in the game twice. Yeah, Jason Garrett hasn't been, you could put that on him that he's not developing guys, but whomever you put it on is just that's the truth. Like these guys aren't developing. LVE is not developed. For a guy LVE size and speed and strength, he should be a fucking beast. We should be like, yo, this dude is like fucking Bosa or JJ Watt or Erlacher. He has the frame to do whatever he wants to do on a football field. 200 and he LeBron size running around, running 4.4s and 4.5s. Like he's like LeBron size. 6'6", 260, and probably 270 when he ain't eating right during the middle of the football season. He walking in games 270. He's the same size as our lineman, but got wheels, and can move and agile. Well, a dude like that, you can't figure out how to make him, make plays. You can't get a guy like that to make plays. You can't come up with packages that are just for this guy. All he does is just float out there and just wait for a fucking, a ball to come his way or a wide receiver to cross his face or a running back to clean up. Like it's just Manila. We're not attacking. We're waiting for offenses to attack us. And I know you guys want to hear the Jason Garrett doom and gloom talk. You want to hear the Kellen Moore doom and gloom talk. It's there. I don't need to speak on that. Kellen Moore could have called plays a lot differently. He called this game too cute. But I do give Kellen Moore a pass because he is a young coach, very young, and he has been playing or coaching very well this season. The offensive team is number one. That's what the fuck you want in your offensive coordinator. Is he perfect? No. But offensively, he's doing his job. Defensively, we're top 10 too. So can you say, oh well, we playing pretty good. We're stopping teams, and we're doing just enough bend but don't break defense to be competitive. But these games that we lost, all of them came down to the wire, right? And I think we were always in every game we were one play, offensively or defensively, even this game, away from winning the game. That fourth down, that last drive where we were, under a minute and we ran the ball twice. I got no problem with you running the ball twice, three times, whatever. But run out of a formation that if they're playing smash mouth football and they ain't backing up, which the Vikings did not give a fuck. They didn't do anything pretty. They weren't blitzing us because they know Dak is actually good enough to beat you if you blitz. So what did they do? They just played disciplined football. They just said, look, we're just going to take what the offense gives us and we're going to try to stop it. We're not going to give you no gaps for Zeke to run through, no cutback lanes because we're not going to blitz. They didn't blitz very much. Now, with that said, if they're just waiting for you and it's just man on man, whoever got the biggest nuts wins, excuse my French, but real shit, then, smack them up. Like we went spread against thick looks or big looks. They didn't bring Linval's Joseph off that field. They didn't care. And I mean, they had nothing but stout players, Waverly and all of them, in the middle of the field, just waiting. So that was our fault. So if you want to give him, you want to come at Kellen for that, cool. But Chris Rashard has been a defensive coordinator in this league. He got a lot of fanfare, including from me, because of what he did with the Legion of Boom, with guys who weren't, really top notch. But this ain't Seattle, man. This is a different team. So one thing that I do give credence to and give credit to is coaches who understand the personnel they have and play to the strengths of the personnel that they have. You know what I'm saying? Play to the strengths of the guys that you have on this team. That's all. And I feel like we have guys on this team who are playmakers, but they're not being put in position to make those plays. That's it. So I ain't saying Rashard got to go, but somebody need to put the fear in his ass because he need to be more aggressive. That's what I want to see. You know. So yeah, I think that he did get fired. He said he's available because he got fired. Yeah, he did get fired. Yeah. What's up, Chad? How you, man? Chad, the homie there. Like, we gonna do some business together. What up, Chad? But yeah, man, it's like it's a lot of BS going on, man. A lot of BS going on. I appreciate you guys watching though. What I'm doing now, I'm working on more footage for this week because I got some time off finally. I'm going to start, breaking down the entire team, starting with the defense. I'm pretty much done with all the footage for the front four, and I'm gonna start those voiceovers for that tonight. I already have another video coming for LVE as well. I broke down every big run that happened this year, man, and y'all wouldn't believe it if I told you. But every almost every, I think minus a few, but most of the runs above 10 yards against us, guess who they're running at? Guess. I'm gonna give y'all a second. Go ahead. Guess whose gap it was? Every game though. It's not just one game. That wasn't it. I ain't talking about that one. Yeah. He said, I watched your run video. Great. It's LVE. Exactly, Stillwood. LV motherfucking E. Every time, dog. Every time he's in the wheel, he it's just it's over. It's a wrap. If you cut back at him, he not there. He's gonna let somebody block him, or he's jogging. He's jogging. He said Brunson is a clown. Damn, Brunson, they on your ass in here. You ain't even in here this time. Y'all gave him 5'11" corners. 5'11", 6'2". I don't give a fuck how tall you are, because Earl Thomas is not tall. I don't care how tall you are. Play the game. Corners. Yeah, it's ideal to have tall corners, but if you are a coordinator who only can work with one prototype type of player, you're not a coordinator. You're a niche guy. That's a niche. That's a guy who said, okay, when you got this guy, these types of guys in here, we're gonna run this package. That's a package guy. I want an all around coach that understands, how to use the guys that we have. Byron, you got to do that. Like Byron played safety. He's physical. He's fast. He's smart. He's strong. He'll run through a wall for you, and he tough as nails, man. You can't figure out a way to get Byron more involved in this defense. You can't figure out a way to get Cheeto more involved in this defense. You can't figure out a way to get Jordan Lewis, athletic Spider-Man looking ass, more involved in this defense. Like, come on, man. Like, there's no way you can tell me that this is just as good as we are. It's not, man. It's not. We don't blitz at all. We don't put them in position at all to do anything special, man. Yo, what up? What up, NYC Cowboy? Yeah, we need more turnovers, man. Put this off. Like, if our offense is already killing like that, we look like like the greatest show on turf that year. I don't mean we look like them as far as the way we play. I mean, if you have an offense that is that robust and that powerful, right, where we can score. If you give us the ball, we can score. So if you got that and you give them the ball back, the same way the Rams did that year, they went to the Super Bowl against Tennessee, and they won the Super Bowl with Dick Vermeil. They didn't have a great defense. They had a good pass rush, and they were forcing fucking turnovers. When Vermeil went to KC, he did the same thing. He just understands how to get turnovers, how to force turnovers. We need to instill some of that into this defense. I'm all for us rallying to the ball, but I think Rod Marinelli already had us rallying to the ball. I like how we rally. I like the fact that we are all flying all over the place. The defensive line is making plays 20 yards up the field, and I'm talking about every last one of them. Robert Quinn, Law, Woods, Collins, they're all chasing guys 15, 20 yards up the field, full speed ahead, and catching them. So I like how we rally to the ball. I'm great. That's great. Hit guys, force fumbles, great. But let's pick the fucking ball off. The ball has come at our guys straight at them all year. It'll come straight at them. They don't even look for it because they're not taught to. You can't tell me they're taught to look for the ball and they never do it. So, it doesn't make any sense. You got fucking Tavon Austin, who had I know this ain't about special teams, but you got Tavon Austin who had an opportunity at the end of the game. He could have ran that back. He could have ran it all the way back or got us to the 20 quickly. He calls a fair catch, man. I'm like, and Garrett's like, oh, well, we didn't communicate that well enough with him during the game for him to know that. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, why would we even be saying that? That would be like, me getting in the car with my daughter in a car seat and the car seat's still sitting on top of the car. And I'm like, well, I didn't my wife didn't communicate to me well enough that you had to actually strap the car seat into the car. Like that wouldn't even be a fucking question. You mean to tell me you didn't tell your best return, one of the better return men in the league, that if he sees daylight to run the ball, it's not like the clock keeps running and the average punt return is like 6 seconds. Even if you ran it fucking walls to wall, it's like 10 seconds. You know, it was like seven. I don't know how many seconds it was left on the clock, but at the end of the day, we had an opportunity right there. And that was just stupid. That was ridiculous, man. It was ridiculous, man. If we don't, yeah, you're right, Marco Jones. If we don't score in the first quarter, we have a fucking problem every time. I say that all the time. Um, I couldn't go off on Twitter. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter too, man. There's a lot of y'all on here that don't follow me on Twitter. But we got to start those conversations because can't give everybody my phone number, right, chat? Everybody can't call me, but I definitely do want to engage with you guys. So make sure you guys are following me at AKOYE Media on Twitter and also on IG. Just what I mean, hit that up. I'm going to change my IG because I don't really post up there because I got everybody that ever known me from the hood and everywhere else that follow me there. And it was like my personal page first. I should have created it, a fresh page, and that's what I'm going to do. So you'll probably see a new page, probably like Akoye underscore media, something like that, as my IG. And then you guys can follow me there because then my content will be relevant to the audience that's there. My personal page is just, you got people you don't want to talk to that's like, hey, you alive? They want to call you now. Fuck that. I just want to be amongst my guys when I'm out there. But anyway, you know, he said Sherman and Browner, you can't get off these jams. But not all, fam. Not at all, fam. No, those dudes can jam. Yeah, Sherman, he's even playing good. He over there reviving the 49ers D. But even them, they were trying to run that cover three scheme, but they realized that the talent of Sherman, Browner, Earl Thomas, and what's the kid's name? Cam Chancellor. The talent that those guys possess, naturally, Max Hill. Those guys played well together. They had their own thing. We're not trying to recreate that here. You have to play to the strengths of the people who are here. Period. That's what we got to do. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. But offensively, I didn't have much rap because I think offensively we played pretty well. Putting up 24 against the Vikings is not great. I think we should have had 31. We could have and would have. Had we done what we were supposed to do on defense as well, this wouldn't even have been a contest. Stop the fucking run. If we would have stopped the run, and just tackle the football a little bit better. We had so many opportunities we could have got them off the field. They weren't even converting. We were converting 3rd and 12s, 3rd and 14, 3rd and 20s. We get sacked and he's still fucking converting. I'm like, I can't say shit about Dak, even if I want to right now. I can't talk about the bull. I won't say anything about Dak. Not negative right now because he is the one thing that's going right for this team. Period. But I can say that I do want to see Pollard a little bit more. What's the point of having a change of pace back if you don't ever put him in the game and you only use him as a decoy? I will say that. I will say that I want to see those three backs that we have. Uh, um, are what the hell? I forgot how to say his name. Jamez Olawale. I want to see him out there too. He's a thumper. They were using their fullback Ham. Ham was flipping dudes over. He was knocking the shit out of our team, man. We weren't doing the same. We were. What's up? What's up, Eastside Harold? Cowgirls blow. Eastside Harold, you must be. Oh, you a Texans fan. Oh, that's Harold. Oh shit, I remember Harold. I forgot about you, man. But when I said your name, and as I said it the third time, I was like, damn, I remember that name. Eastside Harold. What's up, man? That's up. I ain't even gonna talk shit to you today. I don't even know what the Texans is doing, man. Now I ain't making too much noise though. But I ain't worried about you. We still, I think, number one in our division. I don't think you guys are. So, yeah, it sounds good. You know. But thank you for paying $2 to get nowhere. I don't understand. But whatever. Stupid undisciplined, smoke and mirrors defense. Yeah. He said our game plan should be score 40 points a game. Yep. He said our last 5 games don't start watching them until 10 minutes into the second quarter. Yeah, that's when they start playing. He said, ever notice how when a Cowboys play a team with a winning record. They don't play well. I don't think it's that we don't play well against winning teams because we did. We competed against every team we played this year. Is we're proving that we're a young team that doesn't know how to win. When you watch Seattle versus the 49ers on Monday night with Russell Wilson, um, is Dak as good as Russell Wilson right now? No, he's not playing as good as Russell. I think he got some years under. He's gonna need some years under his belt before he could even be mentioned as being that good. He is an MVP candidate this year, right? But what I do notice though is that their fight from top down, like everybody on the field is trying, like from Seattle anyway. Everybody on the field is trying to make a play. Everybody's trying to win. They play like it's fucking a bowl game in college, man. They play balls to the wall. Everybody's flying around. We're kind of just out there. We don't know how to manufacture wins in these tough games. And better teams and good teams do. We beat teams straight up and down. If we don't just beat your ass straight up and down, we can't manufacture and eke it out the way we used to. I always talk about Parcells, but that's what Parcells does. That's what the Raiders are doing right now. They're eking out wins where they shouldn't. The Raiders aren't even that good, but they're eking out wins just with solid football play, not turning the ball over and forcing turnovers. It's keeping them in games, right? They don't even have a marquee wide receiver. They're running the ball and throwing it to Waller, right? They're tight end. That's it. That's all they do. But they're manufacturing wins doing it. I think we got the same record, so I'm not saying like they're doing such a great job, but most of the wins that they have are, I don't think like the Chargers they played the other day. I don't think they should have won that game. I think that they were outmatched, but they managed to force some turnovers and pull it out. So I feel like we need to be able to buck up at times, and I think we're learning to do that. We're a young team that just doesn't know how to do that right now. That's how I look at it. You said, what about Marinelli? I like Marinelli, man. I like him more so, I guess, as a consultant than as my head coach, though. I would like him as the defensive line coach, keep him there, or whatever capacity you want to keep him there. Defensive coordinator, consultant. I don't care. I don't care. But I do want a ball hawking mentality again. We don't have that. We did. When we had Zimmer, we had that. We had, you had multiple guys who had 5+ interceptions all the time when we had Zimmer. Even before, I don't even know. I think it was just Rob Marinelli. Before we got Chris Rashard, we were turning the ball over better than this, and we were pretty bad at turning the ball over then. But we're doing better than we are right now. So we were supposed to get better in the turnover department with the addition of Chris Rashard. We did not. So uh, I want to see that. He got to be on the hot seat with that. You can't just give him a pass because that's what you were brought in here for. And everybody keep kissing his ass saying he should be the head coach. Or hey, whatever you want, that's cool. But just make sure, he earned that by putting somebody on the field or putting it on the field and making sure we balling. That's all. Bring back Zimmer. Nah, Connor Williams is a bum. I think he played pretty good this game. I didn't have anything to really say about him. I didn't watch much of Connor Williams though. But yeah, like I don't know. I think we need to force some turnovers. But as far as what's up with this week, here's what's coming down the pike. I just want to let you guys know ahead of time. We have Robert Quinn breakdown for this season. We have D Law. I asked the question: is D Law a premier guy, a premier defensive end in this league? And how do you evaluate a defensive end? Because there's so many things that D Law does that he's not asked to do. You have to give him more than just a sack count credit, right? So did a breakdown on D Law. Have a breakdown for, like I said, everybody on the front four: Collins, Antoine Woods, and Dorrance Armstrong. I didn't go with Kerry Hyder. I didn't feel like he got enough playing time to even warrant a breakdown. And I didn't go with Crawford because he got hurt. And I might break down Michael Bennett too. But right now it's the front four. Then I'll move to the linebacker core. I did break down LVE. So that video that you guys are watching now, that's not an LVE video. That's just the recap from just the Vikings game. But I do have an LVE breakdown coming behind that with a comparison between what he did in the Vikings game and what he did this season versus what Lee was able to do when Lee is actually playing the will. Because people will say, oh, Lee's been in there and he hasn't been playing as well. You have to understand when you're playing the Sam linebacker versus the will, Okay, the Sam is firing off the edge. So if I'm running front side, strong side, right? So let's say the strong side in this particular play in this formation is the right. That Sam needs to get down here, crash that tight end, or hit that pulling guard that's coming from the side, or whoever is the lead blocker over here, whether it's the tight end or the fullback or the pulling guard. That safety and or Sam linebacker's job is to crash and turn that play back inside. So set the edge right there, right? So when Lee is doing that, you're not going to see Lee as much because he's purposely putting his body on the line. He's purposely hitting somebody to force the play back to his younger guys, right? When you have LBE doing that, LVE is actually pretty good at it. Like, I'm not even fronting on him. When he plays well against the run is when he attacks. When he sits back and waits, he's too slow to attack and slow to read and assess what's happening. When you just say, hey, you big guy, you see that big guy right there? Just run into him when the play starts. He's good at that. He do that all day, and he's gonna turn the play back inside, and then Lee and Jalen will clean that up. If we're gonna play that way and have him at the Sam, cool. Because Lee has been out there all year, but Lee has not played the Sam linebacker all year. He didn't play the Sam until the Giants game. We all saw how he played then. On those screen passes that we keep getting beat on, LVE is floating back on those screen passes and then trying to go around the blockers. Lee doesn't even let the blocks develop. He'll just sprint straight to it before you can even get the screen pass together because he's like, I'm not gonna wait for them to form a wall in front of me. As soon as I see the wall coming, I'm going right to where I know the ball's going at the running back and forcing a cut or tackling him and tackling the football, one or the other. So that's what I want to see. That's what we need to see. I did that video. I'm already trying to break it down right here, but I did that video just comparing what Lee was able to do at the wheel versus what LVE is doing at the wheel. I lost probably like 20 subscribers today because you guys don't like me talking about LVE. But here's what I gotta say to you, right? Now I know I've been politically correct all day, but on some real, if you don't like what I say and you don't like the truth, this ain't the place for you, man. Fuck off. Like for real. Like I don't get mad at that because I don't make my living off of this. So I say what really needs to be said or what I feel, whether you like it or not. I hope you do because I'm putting my ass in it. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to say what you want me to say. I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and if it's on the film, I'm gonna say it. If it ain't on the film, I can't talk. Right? So I'm not a fanboy. I like good football. If you're playing good football, I'm going to point it out and I'm going to talk about it. If you're playing bad football, I'm going to point it out and I'm going to talk about it. Nobody's immune. Zeke ain't immune. Dak ain't immune. These coaches ain't immune. Chris Rashard, obviously. No matter how much I like Chris Rashard, y'all know I like the dude, but he ain't immune, man. If you are not putting together good schemes or good play or executing, you're going to get talked about because it's going to show up on the film and I'm going to talk about what I see. So for those of you who unfollowed, if you still see this video, fuck you very much. Seriously, because LVE is not God, man. And at the end of the day, if you want a good football team, you can't hide players behind their Instagram accounts or behind their fanfare and say he should play because he has more fans or because the fans like him more. No, if a guy comes in and plays better than you, sit your ass down. I don't give a fuck where I drafted you. I don't care how many people like you. I don't care how many jerseys you sell. None of that. I don't care if you got nice, cute names like Van Jalen, because Jalen was about to get his ass set down, in my opinion, this year too. For real. He just started turning up in the Eagles game. I think he started really turning it on. But before that, he was jogging around the pile a little bit too after he got that money. So, hey, feel how you want to feel about it. I mean, I'm sorry you feel that way. I really ain't. But feel how you want to feel. It is what it is. At the end of the day, breakdowns are what they are. They are not friendly. They're not for you to go and say, look at my favorite player. I don't do highlight videos like that. I do breakdowns. I break down what you're doing on the field. And that's what I enjoy doing. So hopefully the people who are still here, the people who do watch, that's what you're here to watch and that's what you enjoy. As far as inconsistency, I fall on the sword there because again, I don't live off of this. So, if money calls, I'm gonna go get on it. That's what it is. But at the end of the day, this is what I do. This is my passion. This is what I like to do. I love interfacing with you guys, and we're gonna keep doing it. I'm not gonna bring that conversation up, G-Rel, where it's LV over Derwin James and all that. Nah, no, the past is the past. The only thing we could do is deal with what we got right now. And what I will say about LV is this: you have a guy that's 6'5", 6'6", runs like a deer, and he's 260, and he can cover, and he can pass rush. Believe it or not, Has long arms, good frame. If you can't teach that guy how to be effective, then why are you coaching football? Anybody. I don't give a fuck who does it. You can't teach a guy that size. Like he doesn't have to do the things that Joe Thomas and Sean Lee have to do to get to the ball. Joe Thomas and Sean Lee have to ski under guys. That's why they go under guys. But you can't watch Sean Lee and watch Joe Thomas and say, I'm gonna do it that way when you're 6'5". Stop going under guys. That's why your back is hurt. That's why your neck is hurt. You are a fucking ogre. Put him on the ass. When he played in the Rams game, the first play of the game, he pancaked the lineman. Whenever he attacks the line of scrimmage, he pancakes lineman when he actually comes forward like he's trying to. When he hangs back, he'll let a fucking wide receiver block him and he'll push him 20 yards off the ball because he's moving his feet and watching, but not realizing when he needs to hold his ground and just get rid of a guy. You watch corners. Our corners will come up. They'll get blocked. They'll shed their guy and still hold their ground, like hold the line, not give up ground and go around the guy and then come back 5 yards. Like, no, that's not how you shed a block. If you're gonna get blocked and you're going 20 yards up the field, you're getting blocked. That's not how you shed a block. You got to get rid of that guy in seconds. And you can't do it the way Lee and Joe Thomas does it because they're not as big as you. So they can go under guys. They're skiing under guys. Jalen does it every once in a while, but he mixes it up. He'll either flatline you, run around you, beat you to the spot, or just run through you. And sometimes he gets blocked. You know, it happens. You're gonna block somebody. You know, somebody's gonna block you in every game. But it's just happening too often, LVE, man. So, not hating on you, but go ahead, man. Go ahead. But there's another one coming right after this, y'all. Y'all gotta let me know how y'all want me to space them out because I got a lot of shit ready to come. So damn, pause. I got a lot that's ready to be released though on some real shit. So you let me know how y'all want it delivered, and I'll just keep them coming if y'all want me to keep them coming. If you want me to spread them out day by day, I can do that too. But I ain't been busy, and I've been getting busy lately, so it's a lot of shit I could put out. So let me know how y'all want it. All right, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. He said, "Drop them shits." I feel you, man. I feel you. Can I do a highlight video for Lee? I got you. What up, Pat? What up, Eddie? Yeah, I got you. I could do that. I could do. Make sure, yo, before y'all leave, man, show me some love, man. Where are these likes at? It's 109 of y'all watching, and I don't see no likes up here. What's going on, man? Y'all gonna make me start coming at y'all. See, that's why Harold, man, y'all got room over there. It's like, no, I ain't fuck with them Texans, man. Texans had their y'all expansion team ass. You know what I mean? Don't know what you want to be ass niggas. I don't understand. Yeah, I figured you was busy, chat. But same with us. We're switching facilities, so you actually caught me at a good time. Like that's why I'm free now. But I'm not going back to the 15, 20-hour days, man. I was gone. I was on the road. Not doing that no more, man. I love this too much, and I know I want to do something with this because this is my passion. I'll be missing it. So I even set this up. I'm in my dining room. I didn't destroy my fiance's dining room and created my own little studio here because I got tired of going to the loft. I would be too tired to go to my studio and record and do my work. So I was like, I wasn't getting anything done because I just wanted to come home and go to sleep. So now if I'm up, if I got an hour, I'm here. I'm doing it. So this is what it is, man. This is what it is. We draft good one year and reach the next year every time. I don't know. You got to really qualify that, Jarrell. I call you G Real, but I know your name Jarrell. Jarrell from $1 Million Baby. Yep, the Motor City Cobra. Anyway, yeah, no, that's a reach because I think we draft pretty good every year. Certain spots. This year though, yeah, this year, I don't. Other than Donovan Wilson, I don't think we had drafted anybody this year. It's like we may as well not even draft it. What rookies are playing for us this year? McGovern's hurt. Tristan Hill plays like a guy named Tristan. I don't know. I would never trust a guy to be hard. Paul, name Tristan. Your name is Tristan, bro. How much ass kicking you gonna do? And your name is Tristan. Matter of fact, you might either gonna be extremely tough, and I mean extremely, like too tough, too emotional, because he had to. I've been fighting all my life. You know, he either gonna do that you know, or play like he's playing. He's playing like a Tristan right now. But yeah. Oh yeah, Pollard. I do like. I think that was a diamond in the rough. If we use him, like it just blows my mind how you can't figure out how to use a dude that run a 4.3 and it's just like a beast when he get the ball in his hand. Whenever Pollard touches the ball, he does something with it. He just don't get it. And I don't give a fuck if you paying Zeke. You can say you pay Zeke too much or whatever you want to say. You know, put Pollard in the game, man. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Put him in the game and run him. Period. Like they had what's the dude? Madison. What's his name? Madison. I don't know his name, but number 25. They had him playing just as much as Cook. Like, let's switch it up and run the ball. Like, that's one thing I could say about Kellen Moore. For everything that you've done for Dak as far as the passing game, and you've done a lot, the running game is suffering. And I don't mean that we can't run the ball because Zeke obviously is getting the yardage. But has anybody noticed that the yardage that we get on the ground now is not, it's like a cherry on top. It's not the thing. It's not like we're just dominating guys on the ground and we're just beating you off the ball. And it's just like, damn, when you come play the Cowboys, bring your hard hat like it was a couple years ago. We just run pretty well because you'll get some lanes due to the fact that we're spreading you out. You're gonna get some lanes and you're gonna get your little 10, 15 yards and then you're gonna get tackled. Zeke used to he used to take the top off of defenses. Like he would make you blitz them. He would force you to put 8, 9 in the box. We haven't been seeing that. Why? Because we haven't, they can't because Dak is actually able to pass the ball out of those looks now, right? But still, we not smashing and smacking guys up with the run no more. It's not happening. Gifford, I like Gifford too. I think he's inactive, like you said. Yeah, um, yeah, it's a lot of I don't know, man. He said, "I'm the only like fam." You the only like? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. He said Jalen Smith get blew up more times than not. Jalen gets blown up, but sometimes Jalen gets blown up because it's like I think he has the same problem Dak had with Dez when when he's out there. When Jalen is asked to be the guy, right? He's young, so when he's asked to be the guy, he just kind of tries to out athlete everybody, right? When Lee is out there though, he plays a lot better. Weird, but I think it's because Lee is really, Jalen is kind of guessing what's right and what's wrong. He doesn't have the experience yet. Lee kind of knows like this is what we need to be doing and why. And I'm not trying to toot Lee's horn like Lee's the greatest thing since sliced bread because he's an injury prone MFer. But he does have that knowledge, and he takes a lot of edge off of Jalen and kind of puts him in position to make plays. Whereas when it's just Jalen and LVE, they're like bumbling over each other and tripping over each other. They're not a unit. They're not. Yeah, he said it seemed like they practice handshakes and celebrations more than they practice football. Man, that's true. Yeah, that's true. He said, "I got a rant. Christian Covington was getting blown away, and Woods and Jalen were whiffing. Yo, Woods who? Antoine Woods? You are tripping, bro. Watch that game again, man. Antoine Woods was balling. And when I say balling, I mean he was chasing dudes 20 yards up the field. I know you don't want your defensive tackle doing that shit, but he was doing it. And then on top of that, man, I mean, the defensive line, if you look at most of the tackles versus Cook, right? The defensive line tackled him more than our linebackers did, meaning most of the stops against Cook were stops from the front four. Okay. If your front four is stopping the running back the majority of the time, they're doing their job. Those couple times, the 7, 8 times, those 7, 8 runs where he gets to the second level, that's what the fuck your linebackers are for and your safeties. Okay. So when you say they were whiffing all day, it wasn't Antoine Woods. Antoine Woods was balling. So was Collins. It's just like I said, we're a stunting team. So when you see a guy, when you say, okay, this is his gap, and he kind of crashes another gap in the beginning of a play, that doesn't mean he got taken out of the play. It might have been called for him to stunt on that play. Now, when you know it's a run and that defensive end was supposed to come crash the middle of the field and doesn't do it because he's trying to keep his gap integrity, you might see some gaps there or some lanes, some running lanes. And that's what happens when you stunt. But that's why you need free flowing prototypical linebackers that can come and plug that. But you have to plug straight up. You can't choose a side. LVE chooses sides too much. And sometimes Jalen does that. Sometimes Jalen will try to leave his feet and jump around the guy. It works every once in a while, but when he gets caught in the air, he gets carried the fuck out of there. I like Jalen when Jalen's just crashing down in there, but who knows? Like maybe he hurt himself, something like that. I don't know. What's up, Ru? Yeah, the problem with Joe Thomas is Lee's best play is at the will, and so is Joe Thomas's. Joe Thomas and Lee play the same position, the will. When Joe Thomas is in there, the reason he can't make his plays, nor can Lee, when they're both in there all the time, right? Is because they're both playing the Sam when they're in there, which is they're asked to be battering rams. You didn't bring Joe Thomas here to be a battering ram. You brought him in here to be a smooth, slick assassin, like he is. Lee is that as well. That's what they're here for. Mm. Any opinion of the special teams coach? Yeah, anybody who tells you not to return a ball when you need a big play and it's time, like they just took the opportunity for greatness away from Tavon Austin. Like if you're not going to throw the ball to Tavon Austin and you're not going to let him run the ball back, like what the fuck do you have Tavon Austin for? For distractions? And then when you put him in the game, you try to give him the ball. Like we know if he's not in the game consistently, we know when he comes in the game, it's going to be some cute shit with him. Like that's not how you set it up. You got to actually give him the ball. I mean, that's how I feel. Give him the ball. We don't feed these guys balls on series. It's like I don't know. It's just disjointed. I want to see more Pollard. I want to see us use the speed that we have. We have mismatches everywhere, man. Jamez Alawala is a mismatch for anybody trying to guard him. I keep saying it because it's the truth. We just don't do it enough. We don't use them enough, man. Yeah. No, he said Tavon messed up. Tavon didn't mess up. They didn't explain to him that he was allowed to run it back because they were going for the block on that play. So they didn't tell him. They told him to call fair catch, but they didn't say if you see a lane, go for it. He didn't do it. Yeah, he was looking like that. Like he pointed at the sideline when they asked him what the fuck. He had like 30 yards ahead of him. Nobody there. I agree with you. Who's this? Who's this? Felix 420. You like smoking. You a pothead, Felix. My bad. I ain't gonna tell your business again. But no, I agree with you. I think it's automatically coaching when you have a guy that big. If you can't get the best out of LVE, I agree. If you can't get the best out of the guy that big and that athletic, there's something wrong. We have the best athletes at the linebacker position, top down, top to bottom. I think one of the best cores in the league, if you can get them playing right. And then we got a good mixture because we have a veteran with them who knows how to put them in position to play, downhill football, hard nosed football. I want to see us come out different this week, a lot more aggressive. I don't mind losing. I really don't. When you're losing, but you're playing your game. We're not playing, we're playing not to lose defensively. Like offensively, we're playing kind of aggressive. Dak is like firing off. He's trying to win every play. He's trying to just get it done. But defensively, we're playing not to lose, or playing, oh, we don't want to have another 92-yard bomb against us like we did against the Jets. So let's just stay back here. You know what I mean? But we're not challenging these guys. We come up and we hit once you catch the ball. But even when we hit, you ever notice everybody on our team hit like a bitch except for Jalen, Cheeto. I like Anthony Brown every once in a while, but tackling wise, we hit. We can strike. Don't get me wrong. Like Heath can strike, Jalen can strike. Um, but as far as tackling, wrap up tackling, just solid. If I touch you, you go down. Our whole team, like most of them, tackle like bitches. Most of them. And I mean tackle, form, tackle. Grab you, you go down. We get carried. Like even our linemen, Dalvin Cook dragged fucking Antoine Woods. He dragged Dorrance Armstrong. He ain't a big dude. Like we don't get dudes down, man. Like we don't. Jordan Lewis can tackle. He be banging. Our corners probably are the better tacklers on this team. Like when they hit you, you hit the ground. Whereas when our linebacker, I saw Cook run through. He ran through like 4 or 5 tackles. Man, he ran through, some arm tackles from Jalen. Then he broke LVE tackle twice. And then LVE wound up getting up and chasing him down and tackling him again later. But it's just like, come on, man. Like they hit like, they hit like bitches. He said, "Why this man still have no likes?" Ronald Jones, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Maybe I need to do something with my face. He said, "Why this dude still got no likes, man?" I don't know. I was supposed to be going a while ago though, so maybe the people who were supposed to be liking this shit jumped off. But yeah, let's make sure we hitting the like button, people. Uh, he got my like. Y'all funny, man. Yeah, Cook is a strong runner. Don't get me wrong. He not a nut, but I just need us tackling better, man. We not doing it out there. Yeah, they know. No, they don't hit like bitches, man. They can hit. They can hit. It's just they don't tackle. It's a difference. If they got you teed up, like if Woods get you and you don't see him coming, he gonna knock your head off. Heath, he gonna knock your head off. Jalen looks to knock everybody's head off. That's it. And then you got LV who doesn't knock off shit. You got D Law who will rock you too. They'll hit you. Quinn is aggressive as shit. Like he can hit and he can tackle. Yeah, we got guys who can actually strike, but I mean, just like form tackling, we were just missing too many opportunities. Like if you get your hands on the guy, get him to the ground, man. When Anthony Barr hit Zeke, it was nothing else to do. Like Zeke might break one tackle, but before he even recovered from that first break, like while he's shaking a guy, it's another guy coming and wrapping him up and knocking him down. We weren't able to do that. Yeah, yeah, he not that damn big to be carrying the whole team an extra 3, 4 yards. You're exactly right, man. What happened to last year's LVE? Okay, here's my last rant, and then I will get out of here, man. Um, okay, number one, go back and watch my breakdown on LVE when he came out of college, like the one with it's called Live and Let Live, or LVE and Let LVE is what it's called. But go watch it if you guys haven't seen it. I mean, I watched it this morning and I wanted to give myself a pat on the back. I will brag a little bit on that because it ain't bragging if you actually can do it. But the things that we pointed out in that video are still prevalent in LVE's game now, which is, like I said, leading with your shoulder, letting blockers get into your body, not using your arms, not really reading the right lanes, like just being overly aggressive versus the run. It works when you're the Sam, as I said, or works when you're a middle linebacker and you play inside out football. So he was coming downhill and forcing guys to cut into his opposition, or he was striking you right in the hole. He could do that all day right now. The way we play LVE, the way we use him, is more like a safety that plays close to the line. We want him to, cut off passing lanes. Just one thing. It's like we make guys scheme players. Okay. And what I mean by scheme player, if you have a linebacker like Jalen who can literally pass rush with the best of them. I was watching his Notre Dame film. Guards couldn't block him. When you watch him pass rush now, when you blitz him, he gets there. Same thing with LVE. When you have guys who can do everything and you only ask them to do one thing, you're going to get this. And when you get a full year under a guy's belt, like LVE was only asked to run like a deer last year, and we kind of kept everybody else away from him. But, he had a lot of tackles, but all of his tackles, or most of his tackles, are tackles like in space, where he's asked to run sideline to sideline. He could still do that. He could still do that. But in the trenches, if you run right at him, that's the difference this year. We're playing teams that are zone blocking and running right at him. And if you run right at him, he doesn't dismantle blocks well enough. He just doesn't. So the issue with LVE is the same issues from last year. He is last year's LVE. The problem is he hasn't changed his game, and they haven't put him in position to do different things. Like sometimes, like teams would be so surprised because we play the same way, like blitz from I know when we're blitzing, I know who's blitzing. I know that the blitz ain't gonna get there. We blitz like you blitz because you're trying to force a guy to throw the ball a certain way, but not blitzing like we're trying to get there. Jalen will blitz like he's trying to get there. But for the most part, when we blitz, I know who's coming and I know when, and you can just tell when we don't disguise anything. It's real basic, right? But if we were putting our guys in position, like if you have a guy like LV who or if he's on the hot end of a play where you blitzing the opposite side of the field, and you have a guy with that much size and that much range, he can get interceptions if you force blitzes to the opposite side of the field. Like if you have Jalen blitz on one side and have it where that the hot read is to the left where LV is, and he knows it before the play starts. He knows I'm looking for a ball on this play because if Jalen get there or even get close to getting there, I know this ball coming out hot, and if it's coming out hot, I'm looking for an interception this play. It's like we don't know that before the play starts. It's like whoever comes across my face, I'm gonna stick them. That's how we play football. Not yo, I know this a play for me. I know I got this. This is a play that's schemed up for me to get an interception. It don't look like that. It look like we just reacting post snap and not pre snap. We not setting things up defensively pre snap. That is not that's not LVE's fault. But with the way we play football, you know, if we're gonna be reading shit post snap, you need to do with instincts. And Joe Thomas and Sean Lee have better instincts than LVE. If you're teaching a guy to the point where he understands what he's looking at pre snap, then you can have a guy like LVE out there. He's a smart player. And if you scheming him up and say, LVE, you need to be looking hot on this play because they're coming right at you. Or Jalen, same thing. They come right at you. Or sometimes blitz LVE. Why the fuck are you blitzing this dude? Blitz him. Nobody thinks you're gonna blitz him because you do the same thing with him all day. Blitz him. How the fuck they won't see it. They won't know it's coming because he doesn't do it. Take Cheeto and move him. Why? Because we don't do it. They won't know what the fuck we're doing because we are so disciplined and we do things the same way every time. We're so routine that if we ever mix up our routine in a game, the opposing team won't know what the fuck we're doing because we do the same thing every week. So you won't know what we're doing. If we start blitzing, zone blitzing, and just randomly switch up our cadence a little bit, the way we move and the way, like even out of the same looks. If we start safety, I don't see safety blitzes, none of that. We don't do any of that shit. So you got playbooks, you got entire playbooks worth of plays and worth of opportunities for these players that they can never take advantage of. A dude like LVE could be a generational player with his size. I'm serious, like a Urlacher. He could be a generational player. A dude like Jalen with that type of athleticism and those wheels and that tenacity and the way he hits, he could be a generational player. But you are hampering them when you just say, hey, just sit here 5 yards off the ball every play and play skateboard, surfboard. All right, you surfboard 5 minutes, 5 seconds, and then whoever crosses your face, you chase. That's what we do every play. So they don't have to think. So their instincts are not developing because they're never asked to use them. They don't have to use their instincts. They use their athleticism, never their instincts, because they're asked to do the same things every play. If you're doing different things all the time, you learn how to do a bunch of different you learn a bunch of different skill sets in a game. So you can read certain things. Like Sean Lee's been in so many different defensive coordinators' hands that he knows different things that this scheme might not even call him to see or do, but he knows to do it because he's been here. Crawford, same thing. He's been in a 3-4, he's been at 4-3, he's been defensive end, he's been a defensive tackle. Bennett, same thing. They know how to do things that Chris Rashard won't even have to teach them or say because they have those instincts. They've done different things, different places. But if you're coming up in this scheme and your safety, how would we know if Woods is a good blitzer or not? How will we know if Heath's a good blitzer or not? How will we know if Cheeto can blitz or not? I ain't talking about practice. Do it in the game. How will we know if Cheeto is a better slot corner or a outside corner? How would we know? We won't know unless we do it. You won't know. How would you know if Donovan Wilson is starting caliber? You know what I'm saying? How would you know? There's no way to know. How do you know that Byron Jones can't get interceptions? Like if he's only running cover 3 quarters, he's either playing man on one man side of the field or he's running up the field. That's all you ask him to do all day. You don't blitz him. You don't do anything surprising with this team. So I know I'm on a little rant here with that, but man, that shit does tick me off. And it's the more I watch, like we've been watching Chris Rashard. I gave him last year, say, okay, the players are learning a new scheme. We might not get that many interceptions. We almost had we more than halfway through our second year with him. We only got 7 games left. And I'm not hype about what I see with Chris Rashard. I'm not. I'm not hype about what we're putting on the field as far as our turnovers and the way these guys perform when it's crunch time. We have talent, and I know it looked crazy to other teams because we'll sit here and talk to Eagles fans. And they're like, y'all all Cowboys, y'all the most fucking weird fan base ever. Y'all always thinking y'all dudes better than everybody playing in the league. Yo, I've seen guys who aren't half the athletes that we have at every position outperform us because of their coaching, because of not just coaching, and I don't mean coaching like the coaches don't know how to call plays. I mean putting players in position. If I say, hey, yo, Jordan Lewis, if I'm Chris Rashard, you get more interceptions and you make more plays than anybody we have, right? But I'm going to stuff you on the bench behind Anthony Brown. Now, Anthony Brown, before Chris Rashard got here, Anthony Brown was making weird ass interceptions. Like he even Chris Rashard's first year, I think. I think it's first year. Um, or maybe right before, the year before. But Jordan Lewis, not Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown he was Mr. Almost. I did a breakdown on him, called him Murphy Brown. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. But he had opportunity for 8 interceptions that year. He just dropped them all. But he was there. So now he doesn't even get there. He's not even there. Like he diving. I've never seen no shit like that against the Packers. He just jumps in the air. He gets close and jumps and let the ball hit the back of his head. All our guys do that. They do this. or they'll attack your hands because they do what they're trained to do. They're trained to attack your hands. They're trained not to look back at the ball. They're trained to just go smack you up. That's what they want to do. They want to hit. You have a guy who's covering underneath where you know that you can go for the ball because he's covered. And they'll beam down at the fucking ball carrier or at the wide receiver and either get a penalty or just miss a ball that's coming right at them. They did it. Watch this series because this is how much film I watch. Watch the Giants game. You go to coach's film and go to the interception that Woods got on Daniel Jones, right? And then watch the two plays prior to that. We had opportunity for 3 interceptions in that series. Every throw Daniel Jones threw that series was an interception. It just we didn't go for the ball. First time Byron Jones on the outside, he just body slammed the dude. The ball hit Byron Jones in the chest. Byron Jones hits the receiver and body slams him. Next play, Jalen is beaning down in the middle of the field, and instead of going for the interception on Saquon and Barkley, he tries to hit Saquon, but Saquon didn't even see the ball. That was an interception. Then right after that, we got the interception of Woods, right? So I'm like, yo, that's what I'm talking about. We don't see the ball or we don't react to it the right way, and I don't know, man. That's just what I'm seeing. And you can't give Chris Rashard a pass because this is 2 years in. If I come in and I say, yo, I can do breakdowns, and y'all get on here and y'all watch me live, and they're like, yo, this dude talks football pretty good. I guess he could do some breakdowns. He might be able to do it, right? But then I'm still talking 2 years later, like I guarantee you, man, yeah, I could do some breakdowns. But you still not seeing no fucking breakdowns. You be like, oh, why the fuck we watching this guy? He not doing what he say, he can do. Why are we watching this guy? And that's how I feel about Chris Richard. He need to put the fuck up or shut the fuck up. Stop all that militant, I'm too tough, Tony. I like to get up here. And, the players need to, he talk all this philosophical Zen Buddha bullshit, right? And hey, if it's working for you, brother, keep doing it by all means. But I'm not looking for no cameo coach. I'm not looking for no camera coach. I don't care if you don't speak. You could be North Turner for all I care. You could be Kubiak. You could hide in the booth. You can do like I never see what's his face? What's the dude's name from Pittsburgh? Dick LeBeau. I never see Dick LeBeau talk. He don't speak. I don't care if you talk. I don't care if you charismatic or not. You could be the quiet, most hermited coach ever, and I'll be good with that, right? As long as you are effective. And Chris Richard, right now, brother, you're not effective. You're not effective. Period. You guys are still on here. It's 170 y'all on here. Make sure y'all all hit the like button. I'm gonna give you a little quick pause because I'm on my rant mode now, so I'm gonna stay on here for a little longer because it seems like y'all starting to ramp up. Let me take this shit off the screen though. Hold on a second. Got viruses loading up on this computer. Y'all think that Chris Richard is making Garrett look bad so they can get him out of here? That's what you think? So once he get the starting role, we gonna start seeing this defense do all types of shit. Yeah, we look for hits instead of the ball, man. He said pause. I must have been saying something. We need we need drunk AKOYE for this. Nah, I'm sober. It's all good, man. Stop trying to keep me fucked up. How y'all know I ain't like go to rehab or nothing? Y'all just be like, yo, get drunk, man. Like that's crazy. It's fucked up, y'all. What the fuck is wrong with this computer? Somebody gave me a virus, you little motherfuckers. Yeah, they always trying to send me fade a roof. I gotta chill, man. I got kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? What I think about Zeke rushing so far, I think Zeke is running. And that was a question from McKenzie 2 times. I don't even know what that means. I think when you get 3 times McKenzie, you might be doing life. I think they say 3 strikes and you're out. I'm not a criminal. I just read a lot. But yeah, I think that Zeke is running the ball effectively this year. But he's more of he became a thumper this year. Like he's just a big guy that's hard to bring down and that's gonna carry you for 5, 6 yards. If you touch him, he's gonna carry you anyway. He's strong. He's running with just power. That burst and explosiveness and jumping. I don't want to see him jumping anyway, because I'm telling you, that's an accident waiting to happen. I've seen guys get away with it and then boom, you know, instantly something crazy happens to him. Like Brandon Jacobs tried to jump over somebody. I think he's playing the Eagles, and they damn near killed his ass. But Brian Dawkins and those dudes, they'll kill you. But yeah, rookie Zeke was 215. This Zeke is probably like pushing 235, 240. Man, he a big dude. So yeah, I think he just pumped up. College is knowledge, pimp. I don't know what you mean. That sounded good though. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would go to school if somebody said that when I was 17. Yeah, I said that earlier, Omar. I see Lewis's play. I know you guys do too. We use the passing game to get the running game going, and that's the other thing that's wrong with Zeke too. Zeke's not running out of his comfortable looks. He's running more so out of spread looks and single back looks. He's not. We're not loading up and giving them those big fronts like we were giving them before, and that's because that kind of tips our hat at the fact that we're running. Dak is better when we spread. Zeke is better when we combine and go big. So we got to find a balance there. I think that's what the problem is with Dak and Zeke. They don't complement each other's styles because Zeke doesn't like to. I mean, he can run out of the spread, but when he's running out of the spread, here's what's happening. If you are a running back, right? He wants to suck everybody in. He wants to pull everybody closer to the line of scrimmage because he knows one cutback. If you have all your safeties up and all your linebackers up, one cutback and I'm gone, and you got to catch me now. Whereas if I'm running out of the spread, here's why you don't get as many yards. If I'm running out of the spread, that means you're going to have spread personnel out there or a nickel package out there, which means I might get some yards, but I'm not. As long as you rally to the ball, I'm not going to go to the house because you got nothing but corners. You got extra corners and extra defensive backs out there who can run with me, and you guys are not up on the line. You playing only 6 in the box sometimes, 7 in the box sometimes. See what I'm saying? So Zeke is not seeing those same fronts anymore. So by the time he gets to the second level, which he's been doing pretty good, it's still somebody's there to hit him. They're not pulling those guys up to stop him anymore. So that's what is different this year. People who don't, that's a long-winded answer for it, but if you don't look at that, you're not gonna pick up on it because so you could just say, "Oh, Zeke's not running the same." Well, it's kind of hard to run 73 yards when you got to do 20. You got two safeties double high because they're trying to stop Dak. They're 20 yards off the ball. You're not running 70 yards against those dudes unless they're fucking retarded. They're gonna wait for you to get there. Like they see you. Now, if for whatever reason their defensive coordinator says, "Hey, we got to stop this guy, get up on the line of scrimmage because they're bringing big personnel out here, so we need to go big on big," then Zeke has a chance at those plays. Zeke does not have a chance at those long strike plays without that. Period. I mean, it's just not gonna happen. So for those of you saying it's Zeke's fault, Zeke's not doing anything different. Zeke's playing like Zeke. He is bigger. He is bigger, but he's looking for cutback lanes where there are none in this game anyway. And the reason there weren't is because the Vikings are built to be able to. They're built very strange. Like they're a team, sort of like Pittsburgh, where they're going to be the same every year, no matter who they got in there. They're going to play a certain way. Very physical, very big and stout. The Jaguars are the same way. They're stout in the middle of the field, and they draft guys that are exactly like the guys they have in front of them, right? So you know what you're going to get. Um, but it's not that many teams that can stop Zeke without low in the box, and the Vikings are one of them. So you got to take your hat off them. That's just what it is. You're not going to see those big plays, and to expect it is just you're not really paying attention to what's really happening if you expect that in the first place, because you're just not going to see it. What's up, babe? Where you going? They right here on top of the freezer. Yeah. Right, Art. What Art said? I ain't see it. He said, "What's gonna happen next week? We gonna win. That's what's gonna happen next week, man. That's all I can say." He said, "How you know Frederick isn't a fan of Connor?" I don't know. Oh, you must not be talking to me. You can't do anything worse than Cheeto. Why y'all think Cheeto is like bad though? Cheeto Cheeto be balling a little bit. He play all right. Yeah, Cheeto be balling a little bit. Why y'all don't like Cheeto? Screenplays only kill this defense because we are a fast-paced, over-pursuing defense. Like we come at you. So if you got a guy, I got a team that's running downhill like that. Um, that's what's going to happen. The what we do need to do, I do see people calling for Pollard, but what we do need to do is let Pollard in the game more. Pollard running out of those spread looks is a lot more dangerous because if he forces you to kind of change the way you play, and him with a mixture of Zeke, I think Pollard needs at least 10 to 12 carries a game and try to get him 15 touches. I know we got a lot of balls to get to spread around, pause, but yeah, we need to get him the ball. He needs like at least 10 touches a game. And I don't care if you run him 5 and throw him to him 5 times, but make sure he gets 10 opportunities a game. We need to, section it off that way. Yeah, yeah. He said every single one of you crybabies would have been calling for the run. I don't know what you talking about, man. I don't, am I a crybaby? Maybe. Why I say Connor Williams cost us the game? What the fuck happened? Y'all gotta tell me because I don't know what you're talking about. I watched the film for defense. I haven't finished offense yet, so maybe I missed that, but I don't know what you're talking about for real. Dak already has the keys to the car, so to speak. Appreciate you. He said they don't be watching the same game we see, Akoye. True shit, man. I just watched the film. I'm not like trying to make it seem like I'm smarter than anybody. I just watch what's there, but without feelings or emotion. You can't have no emotions with it because we not friends. I'm not here to be your friend. The film ain't here to be your friend. The film is here to get you better. So I know when Jalen and LVE and those guys are all watching film together, they know that he knows that they know, and he knows that they know that he knows that they know that he is trash and he's supposed to be there and he's not there. He knows, like they watch that shit in the coach room. That's accountability. The whole team knows. They all watch the same film. Now if they don't say it, that's different. But they know that he knows that he was supposed to do something that he ain't the fuck doing. And when they talking about right now, they said they might hold him out because of his back injury or some shit like that. I don't want anybody to fake an injury on him, but hey, man, hey, get him out of here, man. I want to see LV, you know, get retrained. Sit him down for some reassessment. He need to get out of his sophomore slump. What's your predictions on the score against Detroit? I mean, shit. Detroit plays a lot like the Vikings. The AFC North, period. They all play the same. They are zone running, zone blocking run teams, one cut backs. They all have those types of backs. Even Chicago. I mean the NFC North, not the AFC. Sorry, but even Chicago. So Detroit, Chicago, Green Bay, and the Vikings. They all play very similar football. Similar football. Smash mouth defense, good pass rushes, good against the run. You know, quarterbacks there are going to vary a little bit, but my assessment there, I don't know if Matt Stafford's going to play. He didn't play last week, but that kid playing behind him, forget his name, number 2. What's his name? He was playing pretty good though. I gotta watch his film though, but he was playing pretty good. But what I will say is, I really don't know because if we're struggling against teams that can put up um, a good front against the run without committing 8, to 9 men in the box, then we have to play a lot more honest. I think the only way we blow teams out and play the way we're supposed to play, it depends on how the first quarter goes. If we can be a good first quarter team, that's the difference between 4 losses and no losses. I think all 4 of those games that we've lost, if we struggled in the first quarter, and had we not, we'd be undefeated right now. So it really depends on how the first quarter goes. If we're able to put up points and you blitz a young quarterback. So if Stafford's not playing, you blitz Stafford too, because Stafford's he's a crazy dude. He'll throw it at you anyway. So if you blitz these guys, I think we could force some turnovers. If you blitz a young quarterback, it's funny that a young quarterback and a young linebacker, you do the same thing to them. With a young linebacker and you know he's keying in on the guard or he's keying in on certain shit, you move guys around left to right. That's what the Rams did to us, and they kind of exposed us last year, and teams are still doing it now. And they move guys in that jet sweep motion, and it freezes and moves Jalen and those guys out of the way, and they're able to run up the field and get to the second level and wall us off, right? So that works defensively all the time. Offensively, it works the same way. If you blitz a young quarterback, he's going to make dumb decisions. You know, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, you name it, other than Patrick Mahomes and Dak, probably. Young quarterbacks versus the blitz is just abysmal. It's abysmal, especially in this league right now with so much turnover going with coaches and so on. So, that's just the way it's been. Suafilu so terrible. I don't know. I'm not even knowing Connor Williams is back right now, Vach. And this is the first week ever that I ain't got shit to say about him because I feel like the offensive line blocked pretty good for Dak this game. He did get sacked a couple times, but it wasn't anything terrible. So no, I don't know. I don't know. I gotta go back and watch it, but I don't know what they're talking about when they're talking about Connor for this game. How y'all feel about Urban Meyer? Y'all going coach shopping in the middle of the year. And I let you know what y'all think about this season. It's over, huh? That's crazy. We beat the Vikings defense like on a lot of plays. Yeah, you were right. Like Callaway, like we beat them on a lot of plays. Like I think that. Oh, you said Connor hurt. Oh man, he might lose his job now. He might lose his job now, brother. Yeah, he might lose his job. Like for real. Suafilu. Only thing he need to do is go there and blow some people up. Knock some people off the ball. Connor cool though, but LVE is hurt too. Though. I think his back hurt, and I want LVE in there. But I think that might be, he said, "All right, I'm out. Can't take no more of this shit." I feel you, bro. But yeah, I feel you, bro. I don't care. But listen, at the end of the day, I feel like that might be Jalen's, not Jalen, Garrett's way of letting people save face. These phantom injuries. Now I know LVE is injured too, so I think instead of just telling guys that they're benched, he's saying, hey, in the media, these guys are hurt. He might be protecting those guys. Who knows? Anyway, my bad, y'all. About to get to it. Round table tomorrow. Salute for sure, bro. I got you. I'm on it. I told you I'm back to being able to sit still. So yeah, I'm on it now, man. So let's get it. I won't be 2 hours away. We made zero adjustments. I want to stay on here with y'all, but I got some breakdowns to do. So y'all let me know what y'all want me to do. Y'all want me to keep running my mouth about shit that y'all saying up here, or you want me to jump off and finish these breakdowns so y'all can see what I've been working on? It's up to y'all. I'm gonna see what you say. Let's see. He said he needs knee surgery. God damn, Connor. Fucked up, man. Sorry to hear that. I don't want to see him hurt. He said, "Yeah, run your mouth." I got the Cowboys going 11-5. Breakdowns it is. That's how I feel too. Haley 94 where. Oh damn, you want 94 back. So that means you want Randy Gregory back this year. Oh. So yeah, he not really hurt. That's one of those save your face Jones. Yep. But I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break it down. I got who I got coming. Let's read. We got LVE, got another one coming for the night because like I said, I was arguing with this dude who thinks that I was just coming at LVE sideways and I wasn't. I came at him the way I came at him due to the fact that I watched it on film, but I said, hey, you challenged me, and he challenged me to go back and look at it, so I did. So I did I said, to be fair, I'm not going to point out LVE's bad plays because if I do that, then it looks like I'm picking on the kid, right? So what I did, I said, let's look at every run that's 11 yards or more, and now let's watch and see what the scheme was and what they were doing to get those yards. And I ain't make that shit up, man. Can't make it up. Can't make it up. He ain't look that good, man. You out like Vach. I'm out too, man. All right, y'all. But I'm gonna go ahead and get it done. I appreciate y'all jumping on last minute. I know I don't plan these things out, so I thank y'all for jumping on. I do enjoy running my mouth about football. So yeah, let's do it again. Maybe again tonight or tomorrow. I got time, so let's get it. But I appreciate it, and it's another breakdown coming to y'all. If not tonight, I'll schedule it for first thing in the morning. It's already done. The voiceover is done. I'm just experimenting with the release times because sometimes I release things and they'll bump into another video. And sort of like one video vamps the other video because I released them back to back. So I need to space them out a little bit. So, all right, got you. But TMI. All right, man. Peace. Where the fuck is my mouse? That's what happens when you get viruses on your shit. Still can't get to it. Where the fuck is my mouse? Come on, motherfucker. Get up here. Oh well. Y'all know to get the fuck off here. I can't get off here though. I don't know what's going on, man. Brian's got my shit frozen. There we go. Ah. All right. Now, peace, motherfuckers.